they've kind of got a lot to prove now by winning this game. So moving on to our second game Sunday afternoon, we have the Chicago Bears with a current ranking of 8-8 versus the New Orleans Saints with a current ranking of 12-4. So Luca, who do you think is going to win and why?
Guys, I just can't see Mitchell Trubisky going into the Dome and stealing a playoff game. I just can't see it. And Drew Brees, yeah, he's 40, of course. He's going to take a step back. Every quarterback does. Taysom Hill, we saw they could still win games with him, but this offense is not as good. Michael Thomas, he should be back. That's obviously a huge piece to their offense. Now, Alvin Kamara, he is playing this week. If it was Saturday, he wouldn't be playing. But the NFL, they tossed him a bone. They said, okay, you can get your all-pro running back. You can get him to play. It's okay. So he's going to be playing. I got the Saints in this one. I do really like both defenses. I think they're both really good. I think David Montgomery has really, really popped off towards the end of the year, but he hasn't been playing that great of defenses. He's played, the Houston Texans, who are ranked to the bottom of rush defenses, and that's when he started to pop off. So, yeah, the confidence is there, but this is a different defense. You're going into New Orleans. Sean Payton's talking about, maybe we should test every single fan, and we should have fans. Yeah, I think I know why you want fans in the stadium, because you guys are dominant, and other quarterbacks can't hear their play calls if fans are in that dome. We saw what happened with Jared Goff in the NFC Championship game years ago. So I don't think fans are going to be in here, but nonetheless, at home, Drew Brees and the Saints, they have something to prove. They've gone bounced, 3 years in a row in the last play of the game? That's like an NFL record, 2-time to Nolan's Vikings. They're not there anymore. It's time for the Bears to really be, hey, we got into the playoffs. We squeaked in because Arizona lost. I'm going with the Saints. I think it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, so for me on this one, it's going to be, I guess, streamed on Nickelodeon. I don't know why they're doing that, because Nickelodeon's for kids. And this should be put on HBO, because it might be a murder. You got Mitchell Trubisky in a playoff game on the road in the Superdome against this ferocious New Orleans Saints defense. It could be ugly. I think the spread's 10. I would take Saints big. I hate the Saints more than anything. As a Vikings fan, I should hate the Bears more, and I should hate the Packers more. But, boy, do I love seeing Saints fans suffer. But they'll be successful because the Bears are an 8-8 team, and, man, they're a mess. I will say it's going to be low scoring just because this Saints offense against this Bears defense, there's going to be some question marks. Brees can't throw the ball downfield. We've seen that in the past. But I still think, man, this Bears offense doesn't know how to do anything. And now you have to face a really, really talented Saints defense. I'll take New Orleans all the way.
So, the funny thing is, the Bears have been looking good in the last few weeks, other than that big loss to the Packers. If looking good is considered you get hit by a truck and you can pick yourself up and walk off, then that's what the Bears have been looking like to me, because the talent they face hasn't been that good. And I'm going to put this out right now. This is my playoff game lock of the week. I don't see any way the Saints don't win this game. I love the Bears defense, sure, but I've heard Roquan Smith might be injured. Khalil Mack is definitely not the factor he's always used to be. And their DBs are both coming off of injuries that they had to miss a week past 2 weeks for. So if I'm looking at that and I'm looking at the Saints, I'm saying, you know what? Last week, without a starting running back, you were bringing Ty Montgomery off your wide receiving core and turning him into a running back, and you guys still managed 156 yards on the ground. This offensive line is playing at a high level right now. They're going to lock down that run and open the holes. They're going to protect whatever QB has to be behind them, whether it's going to be Brees for, 75% of the game, and then you bring in Taysom Hill for a couple trick plays here and there where he runs it into the end zone and steals touchdowns from real running backs. It is what it is, guys. Doesn't matter. Saints breeze past the Bears, no pun intended. The only big storyline we got to look at, and this is a tad bit worrisome, it's usually not this early, but it's the history of if the Saints and those losses that they've had in big games can rear their ugly head. If the Saints don't have problems like that, like history has shown, they should get to the Super Bowl, no problem. Saints got this.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the Saints are totally going to blow out the Bears. I think that's how